Hi and welcome to this Store DJ demonstration. Tonight we're with staff member Steve, who's going to show us through the MPC5000 from Akai.
The MPC has been around for more than 15 years. It's been used by some of the greatest electronic producers around. It was one of the most groundbreaking drum machines of its time, and it still is groundbreaking to this day. The MPC5000 is more advanced than any of the other MPCs before it. It comes with an analog synth, a larger screen, and many other new features. This MPC has a virtual analog synth in it, which has never been seen before in an MPC. It's a very handy thing to have when you're making music and you're working with a wealth of other synths around you. It can be a lot time consuming and take you a while to get your idea out. If you've got a MIDI controller connected to this, you can get synth bass lines, synth leads, chords, everything you need in one shot just using the MPC5000. You'll buy the MPC5000 for a variety of reasons. Some people would use it live, a lot of people would use it in the studio. It's a very versatile piece of equipment that can be used in a number of different ways. In the studio, you could purely be working with this. You could not look at a computer screen for hours and hours and hours, which is one of the best things about the MPC. Now we're going to come a little closer and check out some of the features of the MPC5000. Here are some of the new features you'll see when you look at the MPC5000 for the first time. Here you'll see 4 Q-Link sliders. They can be used for a number of things, anything from volume to EQs to controlling the analog synthesizer. Here are the Q-Link rotaries. You've got 8 of those. They can also be used for the analog synthesizer, for the EQs, for all your onboard effects. They can control all that on the fly. Here you'll find your input select for your record input. To the right you switch it to mic, and on the left you'll find the handy feature of the phono input, which means you can plug your turntable directly into it for sampling. Also, just below that you'll see the input through button. That allows you to plug in bass guitar, any kind of line input or DI input into the MPC5000 and record that. Here in the center of the unit you'll find the large screen of the MPC5000. At the top you've got your bar beat markers to show you where you are, which has also got a grid pattern here which moves forward as you go through the beat, which shows you also where you are. Then you've got your sequence, your BPM, time signature, how many bars in your sequence, your track, your program, whether it's a synth program or a drum program, that'll show you down there. And all of these F keys correspond to the buttons below. On F1 you've got time correction or quantize, on F2 you've got your click track, on F3 and 4 you've got your track minus and track plus, which will take you through your different tracks, and F5 and F6 are your mute and your solo. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is show you the basics in making a beat on the MPC5000. What I've done is put together a quick little beat, and I can go through each of the elements that I've put into this track. Firstly, I've chopped up some samples and got them arranged on the pads. I've put a delay on the first sample, and then I'm using these ones in progression. So if you hear what I've done so far, that's the first part of the beat. That's the basis of what I'm going to make. I've gone across to the next track and just added in some hi-hats. So I'll just unmute those and add them into the beat. Now of course this is the integral part of the beat, the kick and the snare. So I've sampled some kicks and snares and laid them out on a pad here and a pad here, and I've played them in and recorded them in. So I'll add them into the beat now. Now normally, if I wanted a bass line on that track, I would have to find myself some sort of synthesizer, bass guitar, something to put a bass line on it. In this case, I've used the internal virtual analog synth, and I've added a bass line, and I've just used the pads to do that. I haven't needed a MIDI keyboard. I could get one if I wanted, but you can do it right here with the pads. What I'll do now is drop that bass line into the track as I go. And I'll drop it in now. Now if I want to solo that bass line, I just hit the solo button here. If I want to mute a track, I can use the track mute button here. The track mute button lays out all my tracks onto the 16 pads, so you can drop them in and out as you please. I'll just show you how to do that. What I'm going to do now is make a beat from scratch using just some drum samples and the virtual analog synthesizer. Firstly, I'm going to go to the synth program and select the one I want. Then I'm going to play something into my sequence. I'm going to make it a 4-bar sequence. Now it needs some drums, so I'm going to go to the next track and add some of those. Just drop it into overdub record here. Now the track needs some hi-hats. I'll just add them in using the note repeat function found here. Right, so this is a beat that I've made just in a couple of minutes on the MPC5000 using a couple of samples and the virtual analog synth inside the machine. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like any more information on the MPC5000, click the link below.